And good morning. I kind of want to just start the day off by telling you up front that we're going to be talking about some AI stuff. I'm glad that you guys are here. For those of you guys who may be watching on the recording later on and have never been a part of our midweek chat, our midweek check in, I want to invite you guys to do so. Come on live at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and that's every single Wednesday. Except for last Wednesday, for some reason, just life got in the way, and we weren't able to record last week. But I want to welcome you guys to the midweek check-in. This is where we get to pause just for a second. We get to ask ourselves a really simple question, and that is, how's your week actually going? Not what you planned and not what you hoped, but what's really happening right now. What we do realize is that most people don't fall off on Monday. They start to fall off right about now, right about that midweek stance. We've talked about the hump day before, that we get revved up on Monday. We're ready to start the week. We carries into Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, we kind of, if we have the hump day mentality, we start to wane and fall off of our week. Now all of a sudden we're looking at Friday, we're coasting into Saturday, we take Sunday off, and on Monday we have to hit reset and start all over again. So that's where most people are. So I want to talk about something today that I think has either been it's either been misunderstood or it's been underused, and that's AI. Now, when people hear AI, they usually go on one of two directions. They either think that, "Hey, that's complicated, and I can't do that." And look, I've been there. It's too complicated. It's not for me. Technology isn't necessarily my friend, or it hasn't been my friend in the past. Or that, hey, it's replacing people, and I don't like that. And because it's replacing people, I'm not in. In fact, I'm all out. But I want to reframe that for you, because AI is not about replacing you. At least this is what I've learned. It's and you guys have heard me say this before, that discipline isn't the problem. It's having a capacity problem. And AI helps to increase your capacity, and it's helped increase my capacity tremendously, because it helps you to think clearer. It helps you to move faster. It helps you to stay consistent. It reduces the mental load that you're carrying every single day, trying to figure out how you're going to get everything done. And if we're being honest, most people are not stuck because they don't care. They're stuck because they're overwhelmed. Anybody feel that way? I've felt that way many, many times. And so for me personally, it's helped me simplify some things that used to take way too long. Whether it's writing and writing the books that I have, it's helped. It doesn't write the books for me, but it helps me with the outline and some spelling and formatting and things like that. And the process moves along a lot faster. It organizes ideas. It's creating content, even thinking through problems. Uh, it doesn't do the work for me, as I said before, but it does help to do the work better. And that's way less friction. And my library in my church office, even my library here in my home office, is full of material for writing sermons and doing copywriting and doing all the different things that I do. But AI, when it's programmed correctly, can help uh, shorten the research time, because AI really is just one big library. It's got all the information from all the books and all the posts and all the stuff that's out there, and can help you draw in some information a lot faster, instead of getting up and going to the bookshelf and pulling out a book on a certain subject and researching the book and taking your notes. It's done instantly with AI, and I found that it has saved me so much time during the week preparing either a message for the church. I'll have an idea. I kind of know where I'm going. I know what I want to talk about. But if you're like me at all, sometimes our thoughts can be all over the place, and trying to get our thoughts put into a format that is consistent and not too many rabbit trails, it helps with that a lot. Because in some of my own messaging, whether it's Facebook or whether it's a sermon or whether it's a conversation that I'm planning on having, my brain just starts going down all kinds of rabbit trails. And using AI helps me consolidate those thoughts so that I can present it well. For example, this conversation today, I know what I want to talk about. I know I want to talk about AI and how it's helped, and maybe what sometimes we're scared about, but I know how my brain works. So I use my AI bot to help me kind of get things in order. So even though I have, which you guys can't see, but I have on the screen off to this side, I have a general conversation that's written down, but I don't read it. I don't just kind of look at that and stare at that. And this is my presentation. It gives me a guide, it gives me an outline so that I can stay on track and kind of keep the conversation going where I want it to go. So, and I hope you guys understand the same thing. So it helps with all of these things. And the practical application is that it just makes things simple. Now, AI can help you in three main areas right away. First of all, it helps create clarity when your thoughts feel all over the place, like I was just telling you. It creates consistency when you know what to do, but you aren't following through. And it saves you time when your day already feels full. And that's really it. Those are the three things that is for clarity, consistency, and time. And those are the exact areas that most people struggle with. And so I don't know if you're able to unmute and share, but I'm curious, how has AI benefited you, even though you may have been scared to start? But, has it saved you a bunch of time? Does it help you clarify your thoughts? What does AI do for you? I'll give you a minute.
For me, it's helped with different things. I know I could be utilizing it a lot more than I currently do, but I utilize it for, maybe I need to create an email, write an email for work, and I know what I want to say, but I want it to come across in a certain tone, or make sure that I have all of the details working, with teams and leadership. I want the messaging to be very clear. So I use it for that. I've also used it in my personal life for my business, as well as budgeting, telling, like AI, hey, I want to be debt free in the next year. What steps do I need to take to make sure that that happens? It's really an amazing tool. It's been great. Huge
Yeah,
time saver.
it's important to understand that it's not just a Google app. Um, it really does give you some good quality information if you give it good quality input. But helping, especially when you're trying to communicate through email, and if you're a leader, and I mean, how many of us have ever written an email and didn't proof it, and you send it out, and then somebody comes back and says, "Man, that was kind of harsh." You know, whereas when you can plug in that before you push send, you can plug that into AI and say, "Hey, would you check this out to make sure I'm coming across the way I want to, that it's not too harsh, that it's done in my case, use a pastoral voice, show concern, uh, don't be overcritical, things like that." And it'll come back and go, "Yeah, we need to change some things." And so it'll change it around. So it has the same impact, but a softer tone. And as a leader, that's really important because, look, we can lead with our emotions and sometimes say things the way we probably shouldn't say it. Or if you're in an industry where you're selling a product, but you don't want to sound salesy, you can put your pitch into an AI and say, look, I'm selling widget digits or whatever it is you're selling, and this is my pitch. Um, is this good? Do we need to make some changes? Does it sound too salesy? I want to sound more like a friend offering advice. Whatever you put into it, and then it'll kick it out. It's also important to when you're programming an AI is to kind of let it know some your objectives and things, because again, you don't want to sound salesy. You really do want to offer something to somebody that's going to help them. You're trying to be their friend, not some huckster on the corner selling goods, right? And so if you put that in to your AI DNA, it'll help you formulate those types of things. And look, Tracy, I don't know about you because I don't think like a female. I think like a male, and I just get to the point and I say what I want to say, and 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 it's gotten me in trouble a few times. And like, oh, that didn't come across the way I meant it to come across. It was just to the point, maybe a little harsh. Even when I first became a minister, and I'm addressing a group, and I had spent years addressing grown men, and then I had the kind of the junior high boys, and then I ministered to men going through some addictions, and then all of a sudden I got asked to participate with high school students. And my wife, after the first session, she came up to me. She says, "Honey, the guys got you. They understand you." She says, "But you're scaring the girls. You're coming across a little bit too strong." And so, like, okay, that's valuable input, right? So I have to kind of change the tone. When I went from uh, being a program director at a recovery center dealing with only men to becoming a senior pastor, I had to change my tone because you can't talk to a room full of women and children the same way you would talk to a group of grown men who are struggling with addiction, right? So it helps tone the voice, do all those things. And so, you know, this is what I really want us to take away today is that you don't need more pressure, and you don't need to try harder. Uh, we just need better support. And sometimes support looks like learning how to use the tools that are already available to you. AI is just one of those tools. Used the right way, it doesn't make you dependent, it makes you more effective. And I'll give you an example. I was before we started recording. I was telling you guys that I just went on a Vegas golf vacation. Took 5 days off and went out with some buddies and their wives, and we went to Vegas and we played in a golf tournament. We went to see the Wizard of Oz. We had a fantastic time. Ate way too much food. Found some really good places down there, and the whole time while I was gone, AI was putting out some content that I had pre-programmed into it to go out on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday when I was not going to be available. And so it's already programmed, and it's going to go out on time on the days that I want, and I don't have to worry about it. So what it bought me back was time. It bought me back time that I could spend with my wife, that I could spend with my friends, with our group, enjoying ourselves without having to worry about the business, without having to worry about staying engaged. It did all of that for me. So, and I hope you guys do that as well. I know Tracy, you and I are going on a conference trip here at the end of the month, and to be able to pre-program some things that can stay connected with your audience while you're gone without having to worry about it is fantastic. Now, probably on another conversation, we may even talk about automation, but AI helps automate responses and emails and things like that. Not only uh, warning is too strong of a word. My only advice for that is to make sure that it understands your voice and your tone and what you're trying to get across, because it can sound way too robotic using automations, and you don't want that. You want it to sound like you, like because it is. It's coming from you. It's coming from your heart, and that's what you want to present. So AI can be super helpful if it's programmed correctly, and it can be detrimental if it's not programmed directly, because people can see that. They go, they don't care about me. This is just a generic thing. And we want our audiences to understand that we love them, that we care for them, we want to help them, that we're there from them for them. But using these tools helps us to be clearer in our presentation. It helps us to focus on more things, able to multitask more events, and to um, save us time, which really is what we're trying to do. Everybody wants to have more time to do the things that they truly desire to do, because nobody wants to work all day every day. They want to spend time with their family, and you can buy back your time by using your AI tools appropriately. There's several ways that we can buy back our time. One is, you start a business that runs behind the scenes, is creating residual income or recurring income, things like that. And that's one way to buy back your time. But not everybody, hates their job or wants to do something else. But everybody values their time. And so if your time can be condensed so that you can spend more of it doing what you want, isn't that what we're all after? I mean, even as a professional chef, one of the very first things that I would teach new people, new cooks and things, was how to use their time when they're getting ready for an event. My big thing is, how do you turn an 8-hour day worth of prep work into 4 hours so that you have another 4 hours to concentrate on other things and get prepared? The same thing in coaching is learning how to pack a lot of stuff into a short amount of time so that your other time isn't spent wasted. You're not ignoring your family, you're not ignoring your kids. You're actually doing the things that you want to do, because nobody at the end of their life says, man, I wished I would have spent more time working. They say, I wish I would have spent more time with my family. I wish I would have spent more time doing the things that I love. So anyway, I kind of got a little bit off track there, but um, understanding that really is where our mindset needs to be. Um, and if we want help learning how to actually use AI in a simple, practical way, then just let us know. Now, I'm not an expert in AI, but I know some experts in AI, and they're very happy. I know Brett and I are in a group that we have a guy that's super effective using AI, and he coaches us on that. I have another group from the Tony Robbins organization that helps coach on AI, things like that. There's some simple things that I could help you with as well if you need to. And if you're watching on a replay, you can just like write AI in the comments and kind of tell me that you're looking for some help, and I can help you out with that. So anyhow, that's kind of our midweek reset. So I want to finish the week strong, not by doing more, but by doing what matters better. So the last thing I want to share with you guys is that just getting ready for my week, coming back from vacation, a lot of stuff that had to get done. And so I've been able to use my AI tools to get me ready for different events. I've got different speaking events throughout the week that I have to get ready for. And this morning, you know, I have a speaking engagement tonight. And so I sat down with my AI bot and asked it for some input. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew how I wanted to do it, but I needed some clarity in getting the information that I wanted to share down to a 1 hour presentation. And it gave me a presentation that probably would only take me about 40, 45 minutes. So then I said, well, let's insert some some stories or some analogies, and so it's kind of stretch it out to an hour. And so we did that, and all of that only took me about 20 minutes to get all of that done, where normally it would have taken me several hours to prepare a powerful message to deliver tonight to a group of people. And uh, but I'm done with it. When we're done here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of prepare for a message that I have to give this weekend. I'll set up some email stuff that I need to do, and hopefully all of that work would only take me about 2 hours, where normally it would have taken me maybe 2 days to prepare all that information. So I guess my point is, don't be scared of AI. I know a lot of people are, but I have found that it's a super valuable tool used in the right way, and can save you tons of work, and save you a ton of time. So I want to end this by asking a very simple question. So if you're live, you please unmute and comment. If you're watching on a replay, then put it in the comments. But you know, what kind of time or how much time would you like to save per week so you would have to do other things? For some, it may only be 2 or 3 hours. For some, they want to save 4 hours. Some, so you want to save 12 hours a week. It doesn't matter what it is, but you do have to identify it. You say, well, this is my goal. I really need to save X amount of time so that my life can have some balance and be consistent. And I'll just share mine with you really quick. My non-negotiable time is my evening. My evenings are set aside for my wife. She gets my attention from the time she gets home until the time we go to bed. She has my attention unless I have a uh, a meeting set up in advance that she knows about. Like if Brett, you and I have a an evening thing that we do on Tuesday nights, she knows that. So that time is set aside. But my time with her is so valuable that the reason I started doing all the different things that I do, especially with AI, is so that I didn't have to be working on those things at night. That my nighttime uh, time could be spent with her, building relationships, because this is not my first relationship. My first relationship, I was gone all the time from 4:30 in the morning to 11:30 at night. I was not home. It's kind of hard to build a family life and be with your kids and be with your wife if you're never home. You're always hustling, trying to make a dollar, trying to get things done. And then you realize all the things you were trying to do is gone because you were never there. So anyhow, Tracy, Brett, thanks for being here. Any last comments, or tell me how much time you're looking to save per week?
That would be unlimited. I would love to save a ton of time. I can't even put any numbers to it, but I love the really my focus mostly would be, work as well as my business and learning how to schedule those things ahead using AI as a vehicle to do so. I know there's scheduling things that you can do within like Facebook and Instagram, those type of things. But it sounds like you're utilizing AI to generate all of that messaging while you were on vacation. So I thought that was really cool and would love to learn more.
Yeah, that was really important to me to be present. The only thing I did while I was on vacation is that on Monday morning, there's a chat like this that happens on Monday mornings at 7:30, and so I made sure that I was live on that call, listening only, just had it in my headset, and it's early enough that it doesn't really affect my time with the rest of the people. So while they were getting dressed and were getting ready for the day, I was on a call. Outside of that, I did no business while I was gone, and that's phenomenal. So hopefully we can translate that into our other business, our real estate business, but it's kind of hard to do that because my wife's on the phone constantly doing deals. But Brett, how about you? How much time would you like to save? He's still in listen only mode, but that's okay. So I hope this helped you guys. It's been a pleasure talking with you. We'll pick out a subject for next week. For those who are watching on replay, we do this every week. I'd love to have you here. We've got a bunch of new members in our group. We had this last month, the month of April, the first 22 days of April has been phenomenal with new members. I just encourage you to participate in these calls. The learning never ends. So, you guys have a blessed day. We'll talk again soon.